on TV. So today we have with us leading dietitian and director Fabulous Drishti Bijlani.
Hi, Avantika.
Hi Drishti. And today we are gonna discuss a very important topic, which actually is a cause of concern for all new moms, which is weight loss after delivery. So Drishti, it's a common problem which all new mothers
Right,
face
absolutely.
because of pregnancy weight, the baby is born, they are breastfeeding, they are not able to lose weight because there are so many things that they have to do in a day to take care of the
Right.
baby. So that's why we thought that we can have a session with an expert like you and who could give tips to our
Thank you.
mothers. So getting started, the more first and foremost question is how soon can a new mother start dieting and how soon can she start working out?
Okay.
After
So
delivery.
Avantika, basically, once you finish delivering the baby, etc., it's more like a healing process. Okay. So you have to be very slow and steady at it.
Okay.
You put on slowly, so you cannot expect to lose immediately. So I think a good 6 to 8 weeks is good enough to
Okay,
heal.
okay.
Once your doctor gives you a go-ahead sign after your postnatal checkup is when you're good to go ahead. But again, you have to start very slowly and exercise comes very gradually along with it.
Okay, so you have to take it slowly. Okay, that is
Absolutely
the key.
slowly. Right.
And another thing for mothers is that they are breastfeeding. So
Right.
many of them, wonder that will my diet affect my breast milk supply, the quality of my breast milk. So what do you have to say about
So
that?
basically, as we know that the mother has to exclusively breastfeed for 6 months. Okay, now for that we have something known as galactagogues.
Yeah.
Now galactagogues are those herbs or medications you can say which will help increase the breast milk production and supply.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you include good amount of galactagogues, for instance, if you have a lot of seeds like flax seeds, gingerly seeds,
Okay.
the new funda is ghee, okay, to strengthen your bones, etc.
Methi seeds also. they
Methi
say.
seeds
Yeah.
also, that's right. And also other foods such as brown rice, oatmeal,
Okay.
all this is very important and they will definitely enhance the production of breast milk.
Okay, so if they are, so is it okay to diet and breastfeed as in?
Of course, see, breastfeeding itself is going to allow you to lose that body fat, okay?
Okay.
Because you're putting on all of that during your pregnancy, and while you breastfeed, you lose maximum weight. You're losing up to 500 calories a day.
Okay.
Which is why we say that pregnant women should be eating more. That is 500 calories
Okay.
above their normal calories in the day.
Okay, okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so another common myth which is amongst Indian mothers especially is that okay, I want to lose weight, so I'll stop eating rice and I'll switch to roti.
Right.
So is it like is it okay to
It's
do that?
absolutely okay. I think there's this crazy myth that I should not be having white rice, I should be having only roti, or let's forget everything and we are going more Western. Let's have
Yeah.
quinoa, let's have everything besides our Indian grains. But why? You can have white rice even in the night.
Okay.
But what I advise is add a lot of vegetables to that white rice.
Okay.
Okay, and it's going to increase your fiber well enough.
Okay.
And along with that white rice, make sure you have another vegetable. You have your protein, which is
Okay.
very important.
Yeah.
So basically, there is no funda that I should not have rice or roti. You should have food from all the food groups.
So, Drishti, when you're breastfeeding, because I am a mother and I know how hungry you get, especially
Right.
after feeding your baby,
Right.
and I used to be like always hungry. I'd be hungry in the night also. So, any healthy snacks, that mothers can opt for instead of just eating, say, rubbish or junk. What?
Right.
tips?
So there are a lot of things. The only difference is that when you have your baby around, you're not going to you don't have so much time to sit and think
Yeah.
that what should I make, what
Yeah.
should I have. So a very few things which can be extremely handy are, one is hummus. Okay, that is
Okay.
chickpea paste. You can have it with whole wheat lavash when you're breastfeeding late night. You can have it with salad sticks. Keep handy oatmeal porridge.
Okay.
Besides oatmeal porridge, I would suggest you can have broken wheat porridge.
Okay.
Okay, make the porridge.
That is dalia, which
That
you
is
call that.
dalia porridge, right? Throw in your fruits, whatever you like. A pinch of pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, and you're perfect to go.
Okay, okay. So, just like, you said that there are a few galactose that you should be adding to your diet. Any foods
Right.
that I should be avoiding, especially if I don't want to put weight?
Well, anything coming out of a packet
Okay.
is something that I would never advise you to have.
Okay.
Which I mean is junk food.
With that
oily
includes
food.
biscuits also?
Of course, biscuits is you just shouldn't be having biscuits.
Yeah.
Okay, it's nothing but margarine,
Mm-hmm.
sugar, and maida. So whenever you have a biscuit, you should always think, suppose if you're having one a day,
Mm-hmm.
you do 1 into 30. So you're having 30 biscuits a month,
Okay.
which is double the amount of margarine, maida, and sugar.
Okay.
So biscuits are a strict no. And the most important thing I would like to tell all the mothers is read your nutritional label.
Okay. Okay.
That's the most important. Okay, there is a lot of hidden sugar, a lot of hidden fat, which we are very unaware about.
Mm-hmm.
So you tend to eat more, forgetting how many calories you're loading on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Also, because Indian mothers, they eat Indian tradition. Traditionally households we have a lot of farsan, namkeen.
Right.
So are they good? Should you be eating that? Because I've heard they're not good for you because they have a lot of salt.
No,
Yeah.
salt of course is a lot. So namkeens and farsans is not always good to go with. Of course, if you just want to have a little once in a way, you have it, but please have it guilt free.
Okay.
Even if you're cheating, you cheat guilt free.
Okay.
But otherwise, there are better options that you can always have instead of farsan.
So, this Drishti, as we're discussing about this, weight loss journey after pregnancy, there are a lot of myths that we have. Like,
Right.
another myth is that, if you don't lose your baby weight within 12 months, within a year, then it's not gonna go forever. It'll stay with you
Right,
forever.
right.
So, how much of this is true?
I don't think it's true because we are already giving our body 6 to 8 weeks before we start after postnatal checkup. And I think this varies from person to person.
Okay.
It's not important
Okay.
if a mother loses within 12 months. There is someone who can't lose after those 12 months. So I think it just varies.
Okay. It's also said, that when you're breastfeeding, you lose a lot of calories. So, is
Right.
it true that, if you're breastfeeding, you tend to lose a lot of weight?
Oh yes, of course you do lose while breastfeeding because as I said that when you're pregnant you do put on that weight, right? So once you're breastfeeding you automatically lose that fat.
Okay.
That's why post pregnancy, that is lactating women, are always given 500 calories more to what their actual calories are.
Okay.
So of course you are going to lose while breastfeeding.
Okay. So, also like Indian households, we have so many traditional things that we give to the new mother. Like, I
Right.
remember my mother-in-law gave me a lot of panjiri laddus to eat.
Wow.
My mother used to give me ghee and milk and almonds and all that, So these are some traditional, things that we
Right,
have
right.
after delivery. So is it true that, of course they have a lot of nutrition, but they also, pile on the
Pile on,
kilos. Yeah.
right.
So how much of should you be eating that?
Firstly, I think post-pregnant women are the most luckiest because they get to eat everything
Yeah.
and anything.
Yeah.
Coming to panjiri laddus, okay, it's a very old traditional sweet dish, mainly eaten in the Punjabi households,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
what I
yeah.
have seen.
Yeah.
It's nothing but whole wheat flour or sometimes even suji, which they fry. They fry it in ghee.
Ghee,
They add a lot of
go,
dry
and then
fruits, right?
badam,
Edible
all that,
gums,
yeah.
badams. So of course it is loaded with nutrients, but of course it is going to add on little calories also. But that doesn't mean you're going to eat a bowl of those laddus. You're just going to eat 1 or 2. So I
Yeah.
think it's absolutely fine.
As long as you're eating only 1 or 2 and
Yes.
not like 4 or 5 like
Right,
me.
right.
So also, there's this new enemy that we all have suddenly formed,
Right.
and this enemy is ghee. I
Okay.
remember, because I go to the gym and I work out, my nutritionist told me that ghee is not bad. But
Correct.
many mothers think that ghee is bad and you shouldn't be having ghee. So just, enlighten us with
So
what they should
basically,
be doing.
I think in nutrition there have been many enemies. Okay, they've come and they've gone. For instance, carbs were the enemy, then proteins were the enemy.
Yeah.
Now it's fat. Slowly it's coming up to sugar. But what I feel is if you have everything little from every food group,
Okay.
there is no harm.
Okay.
Coming to ghee, it is good fat. Okay, so I hope you've heard of this, that you eat fat to lose fat.
Yeah.
So if you're adding a little ghee, there's no harm in it at all.
So how much of, how many teaspoons in a day?
About
Would you advise?
2 to 3 teaspoons a day is good to go with.
Is good.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you can eat
Absolutely.
ghee, moms.
But of course, you have
Yeah.
to take care of your entire fat content for the day as well.
Okay.
It doesn't
okay.
mean that you load your rotis and your rice with ghee.
Okay. So
Right.
everything in moderation.
Everything has to be compensated and in moderation.
Okay. Drishti, I've also heard that, the older you are, the more difficult it becomes for you to lose weight.
Right.
Especially, if you are like, you have delivered in your 30s or, maybe 35s also. So is age an important factor in your weight loss journey?
I really don't think so, because today I have a few clients who are losing weight who are above 55 years of age as well.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
one thing is determination. If
Okay.
determination is the key to it, if you're eating healthy, you're having a very active lifestyle. By physical activity, I don't mean that you train really hard, you only do cardio every day. But of course, everything which is done well in moderation, again, I don't think age is a bar to it.
Okay. And also, no excuses.
Right, no excuses.
Yeah. So, since we are discussing a lot about the diet of a new mother, so
Right.
what are the nutrient needs of a woman during pregnancy and once she is breastfeeding?
Okay, so during pregnancy, the nutrient needs, of course, increase a lot. As I said before, also you have to eat from all the food groups. Okay, that is your macronutrients, that is your carbs, proteins, and fats. But of course, your micronutrients, that is your vitamins, minerals, all have to be loaded well on.
Okay.
For instance, you need good amount of folate, you need iron, so that you have enough oxygen to reach you and your baby.
Okay.
With that, you need omega-3 fatty acids, which will come from nuts and oil seeds, etc.
Okay.
So yeah, once you have all of that, it's perfect. But again, you need supplementation as well, because foods together cannot sum up to all of it.
Okay, unless and until you're really like taking care of your diet.
Absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay. Also, many mothers are worried, because some have C-section deliveries,
Right,
others have
right.
normal deliveries, and doctors generally advise, C-section mothers to be a little slow, with their
Correct.
workout and fitness
Right,
plans.
right.
So, is there a difference between the fitness regime of a mother who has delivered through C-section and a mother who has had a normal delivery?
The only difference I think is when you have a C-section is where they target your abdominal area,
Okay,
right? So your
okay.
muscles there become extremely weak.
Okay.
So the major difference I would say for a normal and a C-section would just be that in a normal delivery you can go a little more quicker than what you do in a C-section.
Okay.
But of course, for both equally, again, as I said, no strenuous exercise.
Okay.
You cannot have a long jog because you're going to be very tired. So we go step by step. You can start with a small walk, start with cardio, but then slowly come up to strength training,
Okay.
focusing on your belly muscles
Okay.
to
okay.
tighten those muscles.
Okay. So talking of belly muscles, I think getting rid of the
Belly
post-baby belly and
Right,
also the
right.
muffin top that you get,
Of course,
after
of course.
delivery. So how can I get rid of the saggy tummy?
Of the saggy tummy, that's a very, very nice question. Well, again, your foods are very important.
Okay.
A lot of vegetables is the key to a flat tummy. A lot of water. We often tend to eat a lot of fiber. We include vegetables, fruits, but we forget to load on water.
Okay.
Okay, so you need to be hydrated. The best thing is to have infused water, fruit infused water,
Okay.
where you just add on some apple slices, cinnamon sticks.
Okay.
Or secondly, you can add lemon, cucumber, mint, ginger, and I
Okay.
think you're really good to go if
Okay.
you don't like plain water.
Okay.
But besides food, as I said, strength training is going to do the job.
Okay.
Again, we don't go very hard on it. You do more of abs, crunches, but
Mm-hmm.
slowly and gradually.
Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone, and thank you, Drishti, for being here.
Thank you, Avantika. It's all my pleasure.
I'm sure all of you will have gained from those excellent tips that she gave us. And don't forget to download Parent Town app to watch more such expert videos. Bye-bye.
Bye.